Oh, we are.
I was muted. Whoops.
Yeah, you are muted. Sort of thing. Oh, and now I've gone. Right.
Hello, everyone joining the stream. I hope you're well. For the last half an hour, me and Caden have been trying to sort out various technical issues. Me with my Wi-Fi because I'm in Hull, and Caden with his webcam because it keeps going absolutely hunky-dory. We're back. You had all the fun stuff with us throughout the Euros, which we then curtailed because England lost and we both wanted to die. What? And then I tried to do something during the off season. Boom, holiday. Then Caden tried to do something the other week. Boom, plans. But we're here.
Yeah.
Took time, but we're here. Let's have a look at the comments then, shall we? Up the Tigers from Philadelphia. Nice. Hello, Marcus. Up the mighty Tigers. All right, Max. Sid Zadar says, all right, Joe, important game tomorrow night. Very important game. We'll get onto my opinions about Grant McCann and his situation very soon. However, I think if we fail to beat you guys, I think the writing is on the wall. I've just explained it there, haven't I?
Yeah. I mean,
Marcus has said I'm ready for a boring 0-0, and Max says we want our club back. We want our club back. Interesting fact for you there, Max. Somebody sat below me at Huddersfield had brought a Turkish flag with them and hung it over the hoarding. Hashtag Illichilli in. Evening, Joe. Good seeing you on Saturday. Caden, you making the trip? Says Lewis.
No, I'm not, unfortunately. It's obviously a night game. We're not bringing too many. It's not fantastic.
I never do midweek aways either. However, I should be doing Peterborough away in February on a Saturday.
Yeah, you're lucky. You've got us on a Saturday.
So if we don't win, he has to go. Very, very true. Brief intermission before we get into the main bulk of the preview as we go to my friends over at FanHub. You know, I've raved about these guys because they're so great. If you want to jump the queue, Caden, if you want to jump the queue, if you're not already on there, use this code GPJ016 has 6 uses remaining. I gave that to you a few weeks ago, and you can still use it now. 6 uses left. Download the FanHub app. It's in the top 30 sports apps on the Apple App Store. Get it downloaded. It's great. If it wasn't great, I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't promote it. So Max and I think it was Lucas the other week. If Lucas is watching, I know Max is in the stream. You don't need to fight over your golden ticket anymore. There's 6 uses remaining. So if any of you guys watching, go for it. Marcus says 4-3-3 with heart eyes. In English today, we were discussing about what scares people. I don't know why. We were supposed to be doing Macbeth. And I just said to my mate Henry, who's also a City fan, I said, Grant McCann's tactics scare me. I might be doing Barnsley away. I've got to talk to my dad about that one after this stream. I'm going. Big ups to the Borough fans that's for that Saturday. Unlucky for them. Hashtag FanHub Army. I'm doing Luton away. I have my own golden ticket now. Yeah. Installing right now. What is it? GPJ018. And then Posh, then Luton, then Coventry. Our next games. If you guys want something to do over half term as well, I'm not sure when your half term is, Caden. Is it next week?
Yes. What, my last day? My last day is Thursday.
Oh, my last day is Thursday as well.
Yeah.
Teacher training day, OP. For us City fans, there are stadium tours on the Monday, the Wednesday, and the Thursday. I believe there might be on the Friday as well. Just let me check. So yeah, there are stadium tours this half term. So stadium tours are Monday 25th, Wednesday 27th, and Friday 29th. Time slots at 10, at 12 noon, at 2 p.m. and at 4 p.m. Monday and Wednesday are reserved exclusively for members. Friday, knock yourself out if you're not a member. And then there is also an open training session at the MKM on Tuesday starts at 10:30. Well, the turnstiles open at 10:30. The players come out about 11. You do have, and then they're doing a meet the players event. You can get photos with them. I might try and grab a sneaky interview. I'm gonna take this with me, and I'm also gonna take. Where's that clip-on mic gone? Gonna take this with me. See if I can hook some players up. And yeah, if you want to come along, do it. I'll be there. So if you're bored, I can make conversation out of anything. Have you seen the way I waffle? We're 5 minutes into the stream and I've promoted FanHub and started talking about half-term. Caden, how are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Apart from Posh, yeah, we've not been great recently. I'll be honest. We've not got a win since Birmingham, which was a brilliant win, but yeah, we've been pretty awful since then.
With the 4-3-3, we've not had a win since opening day.
We've not got a single point away from home. I think we're just what's the word? We're going back and forward with with negatives about our clubs.
Well, yeah, Brad McCann said after our game on Saturday, that one of the analysts told him that we crossed 30 balls into the box. We didn't score from a single one of them for 60 minutes when we were crossing a ball in, none of our front three were over 6 foot. Then as soon as we bring Tom Eaves on, a target man, a poacher, we start trying to play off the shoulder.
But on Saturday, we didn't have a single shot on target, so...
God.
Although we could have had a penalty, it was definitely a penalty, but we'll see soon. Then Jack Marriott will be ending up having a masterclass tomorrow. He's injured. He's injured. He's injured till next year. Sometime next year, he'll be back. Don't know when.
Let's have a look at other stuff. Max's last day is also Thursday. He's going to the stadium tour, so he'll have fun. City still last says, Joe, don't be mad. I'm going for a Leeds United Open Trials, but I'm going to go in a City shirt.
Are you rivals or something?
Yeah, we don't like Leeds. Only good thing what will happen tomorrow is if you get your free water bottle. Yes. More news. You know what? I'll stick the article on screen. Collect your free Hull City water bottle. So that's the water bottle they're going to give you. Members attending tomorrow's match against Peterborough United can pick up a free reusable Hull City water. 1,000 transparent bottles will be handed out to members on a first-come, first-served basis from the retail unit outside of the West Stand from 6 p.m. Supporters will be able to fill and refill their bottles inside the MKM Stadium using a newly installed water fountain on East, South and West concourses. The move comes following feedback from fans on the MKM's prohibited items list published at the start of the season. The list has been updated to allow supporters to bring clear, empty, reusable 750 millilitre bottles into the ground. The introduction of water fountains is also part of the club's continued efforts to be more sustainably and environmentally friendly. Get down early to grab your free bottle ahead of the 7:45 p.m. kickoff.
I guess it's not your owner that's bought them.
Oh no, he don't buy anything. Ehab got told by the courts to hire a driver because he got a driving ban for going 91 miles an hour on a motorway, and he said, "Oh no, I can't afford that. My car's too expensive."
But do you still want the owner out?
Yes.
Yeah. What, more than Grant McCann?
Yeah, more than Grant McCann. When is it again? The open training session is Tuesday. All the articles are on City's websites where you can book. Max is predicted 11. Ingram, Coyle, Bernard, Greaves, Elder, Honeyman, Smallwood, Monker, KLP, Tyler Smith, and Malik Wilkes. When do I think Lewis Potter will be sold? Well, I think your name is an accurate representation of that. He will not. He will not. I'll tell you why. So I've had 2 different sources tell me different info. However, I believe the most recent source I've got. So, my mate, his sister is Jacob Greaves' girlfriend. Going down, so Jacob got my mate, his sister, and one of my friends' mates tickets for Huddersfield. In the car with them was also Keane Lewis Potter's girlfriend, because Lewis Potter and Greaves are good mates, so therefore their girlfriends know each other quite well as well. So my mate said, "Oh, Lauren, that's Lewis Potter's girlfriend's name. Is your lad clearing off to Brentford?" She said, "Nah, I think he'll stay." All right, cool.
I'm not sure whether that is she wants him to stay or he's.
Do you want to stay in Hull, or have your most loved individual move 4 hours away? Lewis Potter is good, but not that good. He's not Bowen level. He's too inconsistent for that yet. Bowen and Grzycki went west, Ham and Brom. So I swear if we lose KLP and Wilkes, I'm losing my sheesh. I want to 5-3-2. What we'll probably see 4-3-3. Okay, right. I think we should get on to some actual previewing stuff now. We'll start with Peterborough's team news then. Kieran, what's the news to share?
Oh yes, on there. So yeah, Clark Harris suspended. He won't be playing tomorrow night, unfortunately. He got a 3-match ban for something that was offensive. Well, is seen as offensive now, but at the time wasn't. He posted something on social media, something like that, when he was 19. So yeah, obviously not great for us. We've been playing without a well-known striker for the last few games, and even when he has been available, he's not been 100% fit. So yeah, so Clark Harris can't play tomorrow. Marriott's injured till next year. Randall's injured till who knows when. Ricky J. Jones, youngster, he's injured for another month or two, and Beavers could return. Well, he did actually play on Saturday, so yeah, he should be playing tomorrow night, hopefully.
I have had a look at what Clark Harris is suspended for, as my camera goes massively out of focus again. It says, historical social media post. He was charged by the FA in August over 6 counts of breaching FA Rule E3.1 and E3.2 in relation to posts made between October 2012 and March 2013.
Do you know when it was when these posts were reported, Joe?
When?
In May, just after we got promoted.
Oh no!
So someone's obviously been very annoyed that we've got promoted. Scrolled down through Twitter looking for ages and ages, and then finally found a tweet, and then he's out for 3 games.
There we go, back in focus now. And it says, the comments made reference to sexual orientation, and Clark Harris will now be mandated to attend face-to-face education programme. He was suspended for 4 games and fined just over $5.25 grand.
I thought it was 3 games. Must be 4 then.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. 9 comments, Jesus. The Allens will not sell players considering the possible takeover, because that could make new possible owners pull out and it could, excuse my language, bleep them off. I'm just going to say, I think the takeover is a lot further away than people think. Do you think Coyle should be playing instead of Emmanuel? Emmanuel should be playing instead of Coyle. Coyle gives loads of effort, however, is not playing well. Tommy Coyle was actually sat behind me at Huddersfield. Tommy Coyle and they're both Louis Coyle's brothers. Tommy and his brother Joe, who's a professional golfer. And his younger brother Rocco's in the City Academy. He's missing again. Okay, Johnson Clark Harris. Cool.
What was he missing last time?
Coyle, yep. Pardon?
Was he missing last time or something? I thought he played.
I think the joke is he didn't score.
I guess so.
Joe's camera has less focus than Alam has on this club. Nice. Moving on to City team news. So we have No Alfie Jones, no Brandon Fleming. Jones picked up a hamstring injury again in the Middlesbrough game. He is out for 3 to 4 weeks. Fleming picked up a knock in an under-23s game. He remains absent. Huddleston might be in contention to return from a hamstring problem. Just missed out at the weekend. What? Pretty relieved Clark Harris isn't playing. Probably your biggest threat, Kieran. You spelt your name wrong there.
No, he isn't our biggest threat, right? Johnson Clark Harris he's a great player on his day, but he's certainly not our best player. People overhype him because of his FIFA card. He got a lot of goals last season, but a lot of them were, obviously tap-ins, let's just say, and he didn't really do too much. I'm nothing against him. I love the man. He got us promoted. He's a brilliant player, but he's still a little bit overrated. Siriki Dembele, now I'm scared of Siriki Dembele. He's a great player, but not really a proper striker for me. He needs to be playing up front with a proper striker, and tomorrow night he won't be. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, to be honest.
All I'm going to say is you love Johnson Clark Harris. He got you promoted. A lot of Hull City fans don't love Grant McCann, who got us promoted. Contrast. Max says, Kieran, just want to say that you were lucky to be here. That's all I'm saying.
Don't know what that means, but
Peterborough played well last year, Max. I think you might be forgetting they beat us this time last year.
Yeah, and when you played us, it was the red card that was the reason why we lost. That's all I'm saying.
Lewis says, "No, I'm scared of Siriki Dembele. If Tommy Hoodie is said to be coming back, then I think he will be rested until Luton or Coventry." Good point. To be fair, he's a bit like Tony, isn't he? Ivan Tony left and he came through. Only difference is, are Clark Harris and Tony the same age? No, Tony's a few years younger, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Tony's 2 years
younger. Tony's miles better. What a player is Ivan Tony.
I'm not sure what Max is referencing there with horrendous penalty. Did Clark Harris miss a penalty last season?
No. He finishes most penalties. Like, he got us promoted. But if he scored the penalty, he got us promoted, and it just looked like it was a normal game of football, really. And when he took it, he's great at penalties.
Siriki Dembele can't do things if we play properly, but that obviously not happening at the moment. Tommy is go. Do you think we will survive relegation battle? I'm not going to make the same joke about your name again there, no. However, it is very probable that we could be down there towards the end of the season.
Well, to be honest, I think definitely one of us is going to get relegated, let's be honest.
I hope it's either both of us or neither, because like we said last season, if we both go up, it's content.
Yeah. But I hope that we're the ones that stay up. That's all I'm saying.
At this point, you'd hope that you stay up over us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean the decision in the game that decided the promotion against Lincoln.
Sammy Smollick's in the box. He jumped on the floor. The ref obviously felt sorry for us. We were 3-0 down. We wanted to complete the comeback. The ref gave us a penalty. Jono scored it and we got promoted. End of story. But we had the same ref on Saturday, and he made another horrendous decision on a penalty that should have been a penalty, and this time he didn't give it. I don't know why. We could have gone 1-0 up. Could have been the game for us.
Playoffs charge next year. All right. In League One?
Yeah.
When you earn us in the Championship? Maybe? Look, if I'm honest, I reckon McCann will hopefully go back to the 3-5-2 tomorrow night. I think he's finally realised that works better after Saturday. I hope he has. If he hasn't, he's stupid. And I honestly think me managing my team of Year 11s, all my mates, against the team of the staff in December, I honestly think if he keeps the 4-3-3, I could do a better job than him. And I've got to find 32 players match minutes. How am I going to do that? We need to get rid of McCann, but I can't see it happening. Hope we get a takeover like Newcastle soon. Well, theirs is getting disputed. So,
Is it?
I swear I saw an article about.
I think they were trying to get it disputed or whatever, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Premier League clubs imposed temporary freeze on sponsorship deals linked to their owners.
Yeah, that's what I
Instead,
saw,
whereas Newcastle's new owners could sign deals with Saudi state-owned companies, temporary freeze will be in place for a month while talks are held about a permanent rule change.
I've done it again.
Well, it's happened again. Newcastle's takeovers in the bin. It's happened again.
Liking the new shirt.
Yeah, change colour.
That changed colour, didn't it?
I think you will beat us, Kane. Have you been on a bad run of form as you play it and you're playing that streak will end? You're playing us, that streak will end. But we'll get on to that now. What has... I can't find my thing.
Your mic is all of a sudden just turned awfully. I don't know why.
I'll sort it in a second.
Oh, there you go. It's fine. It's fine now.
I can't find the form graphic. I'm absolutely useless at this. This is why I prefer doing it where I can edit everything. God.
Well, let's just say our away form is woeful. We've not been in the lead once away from home.
Okay, so that bodes well. Do Peterborough want McCann back? They don't have to pay anything if Fred don't back.
Yeah, I think we're all right. He was a good player for us. He scored some great goals and did some great stuff for us, but manager, not too sure. I definitely think there should be an away kit next season. I like it green.
What's happened over the off-season is Caden's got good at editing.
Yeah,
I can make my shirt green. Can you make mine black and white so I can pretend I'm Newcastle?
To be honest,
yeah, so how's your sort of start of the season been? How was it started off? And then how was it sort of transpired from there?
So we started the season off pretty awfully against Luton away. We lost 4-0. We just fell apart, and then we played Derby, and going into it with all of the stuff, they only have 12 players fit or whatever. But the 12 players that they had are pretty good players. You know, that's the thing. But they put up
their defence had like a combined age of when Davis and Jagielka had a combined age of like 74, and then when they brought Stearman on, that upped it to about 100, and we still couldn't score past them.
Yeah, I mean they put up a decent threat, but they played it out the back a lot, and it just didn't work. They scored the first goal, and then in like 5 minutes in added time, we scored 2 goals. The first one, about 10 minutes actually. The first one was like the first minute of added time, and then I think there was like an injury during the second half or something. So it took so long that to add on so much added time, and then we scored one of the last kicks of the game. What a moment that was! Probably it's the best moment I've experienced as a Posh fan to date. It probably ever will be, to be honest. But I hope not. I certainly hope not. But yeah, let's just say it's not been the greatest. Our home form's been pretty good. We had a very good performance against Birmingham. We were expecting to maybe lose. We were expecting to maybe pick up a point. But no, we won 3-0. That was brilliant. I mean, we scored early on, but then we just, we scored a couple of other goals, and yeah, it was a brilliant day for us. But yeah, our away record is what's the problem, really. We just can't seem to score any goals away or pick up any points. It's just not been great at all, really.
Yeah, I mean, I can say the same for us. We started the season well. Very well, in fact. Coming back from 1-0 down to beat Preston 4-1. I was sat next to my dad's drunken mates who when I was describing the third goal to camera, just started screaming So that was fun.
Sure it was.
And then ever since then, it's gone massively, massively downhill. Somehow, though, we're still outside the relegation zone.
Are you? I didn't realise that. Oh, wait, no. You're just above Swansea, so yeah, you are, yeah.
And now just above Barnsley. Barnsley have won one game this season, and yet they've still got a better goal difference than us, and they're behind us by a point.
Yeah, right. This is all right, Joe. I really hoped. I mean, I don't hate Derby, but let's be honest. I think both of us and you lot are hoping that they get another minus 12-point deduction.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the extra 12 points they get for financial breaches comes straight in. As your webcam dies for the first time in 25 minutes. It's had a good innings.
Yeah. There we go. But yeah, they've not done it. Oh, no.
Frozen again.
Yeah, but I mean, Derby haven't done too bad. They've conceded their least goals in the league by like quite a lot of goals. They've only conceded 8 goals in 13 games, and 2 of them were goals from us.
Initial shock. Further shock. How? Put McCann in charge of Newcastle and he's still signing McGuinness. Only thing we need to be worried about is that rabbit mascot with its carrot. Is that your mascot?
Yeah. Peterborough, what a legend.
Oh, man.
He always winds the away fans up. It's pretty funny, to be fair.
Did you see that Leicester mascot when Jack Grealish went over to give a Man City fan his shirt? As he walked past the mascot, he dived behind him.
No, I'm not seeing it.
Oh, it's great. Anyway, I'll tell you what we'll move on to now. We'll move on to a bit of this. So, can you remember a match, Caden? Because I can.
What?
I just need to get the right one.
Between both of us, yeah, last season.
And because we've got also last time out to do as well, we'll go for the first of those 2 games last year. You travelled to our place nearly a year ago and battered us about a bit.
Yeah, that's a good day for us.
That's all it was. We took the lead, then you were prolific. Clark Harris scored, and then Sariki Dembele won it. Jacob Greaves in the team, one of his first appearances for the club. Jordi Device still at the club. Regan Slater played against our under-23s last night for Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And we were close to signing him again in the summer. Adelican. I think Adelican's one of 4 players to play for Hull City, yet never play in front of fans, if you discount trialists. But yeah, the teams, I think they'll be quite similar. You've still got Pim, probably won't play because he lobbed a boot at Fergie's head. Beavers, you said, will be fit. Have you still got Ken?
Yeah, Frankie Ken. He could be playing, but Ronnie Edwards the youngster's been doing very well. He pocketed Deeney the other week, so he'll probably be playing.
Then you got Nathan Thompson, Joel Ward. Is it Joel Ward or Joe Ward? Joe Ward, isn't it?
Joe Ward.
Yeah. Then I can't read that on that little screen. You got Taylor and Brown. They'll still be there, won't they?
Brown was on. He was only on loan from us, to us. So we've got a couple of other centre mids now. We've got George Grant. We signed George Grant.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What a signing that is.
Yeah, it was a good signing, but he's not really done as great as we were hoping for. But when we played him in Cam, he did very well behind the 2 strikers.
So you need him realistically to be where Broom is playing in this system. Then you got Butler, who I believe towards back end of last season, was he getting sort of faded out to give Harrison Burrows a chance?
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
And then Dembele and Clark Harris, the obvious ones on the bench. Ice has left now, hasn't he?
Yes, K-Dons, yeah. You are.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yolai's still there. Ethan Hamilton, is he still about, or was he on loan from Man United?
No, I'm pretty sure we sold him. He's definitely not at the club anymore, yeah.
All right, because I remember Hamilton name from Man United, that's all, yeah. And of course, the two managers still the same. And then last time, this was a lot more successful for us. Hamilton with a red card after going behind early on to Reece Brown's goal. Reece Burke, Lewis Potter, and Malik Wilkes had the goals to bring us back into the game and win it 3-1. Andy Smith out on loan now. Crowley, Slater, both gone. Gavin White, gone. Scott out on loan now. Long gone. Yeah. And then, yeah, there's Burrows, the first mention of Burrows. As Kieran's gone again. More camera issues there. So, he was pretending he was our league form. Funky Donut. Thomas, I didn't see your comment before we said that. As Kieran says, he'll be back in a few moments. Okay. Can we just memorise that picture of Peterborough away last season? Yes! That was a shocking pitch. Jesus. That was absolutely stinky, that pitch. How many fans Peterborough bringing tomorrow? We'll ask Kieran that. Yeah, kickoff is 7:45 tomorrow. We need a win. We need a win tomorrow. We don't play today. Yeah. So anything else I can do quickly whilst Kieran is still not here? We can do around the grounds. Let's do around the grounds. Around the grounds on Championship Matchday 13. Tonight on Love Island, Stoke City play Bournemouth, Sheffield United play Millwall, Blackburn visit QPR, Derby face Luton, Bristol City face Nottingham Forest. Then tomorrow, same time, 7:45 kickoff. Swansea West Brom, Preston Coventry at Deepdale, Barnsley travel to Middlesbrough. We of course face off against Peterborough. Huddersfield play Birmingham, Fulham play Cardiff, and then 8:00 kickoff tomorrow. Reading play Blackpool. Joe, I use cracked websites for the games. Okay. Ownership talk has gone quiet. I said this earlier in the stream. I said because I think this takeover is not as close as people think it is. I think it is absurd. I think there's still quite a way to go. Because we still don't know if due diligence has even been started yet. So, as Solar K says, it's early stages. Rumours had it he's paid a deposit. Yeah. I swear we always seem to beat Middlesbrough. Yeah. Our last 2 wins at home in the Championship were against Middlesbrough. Any score updates? I will have a look at that for you now. I'll refresh that page, which I've had loaded up since the hour. Let's have a look. So, Millwall are beating Sheffield United 1-0. Let's have a look at that. Jed Wallace with a goal assisted by Ryan Leonard. And other than that, all of the rest are 0-0. And of course, all the ones due for tomorrow haven't kicked off yet. So, Sheffield United away is going to be brilliant. I'm going to try and get down to that one. I'm going to try and get down to Barnsley as well. I'll take 3 points tomorrow and a point at Luton. We are not getting a point at Luton. I got run over after the Sheffield United game. One crazy fans they have. Wow. Hope you're okay, Soul. Okay. Hope you are doing well. And then, what we'll also do, while there's no kid, we'll do shared shirts. Here's a Christmas, I think Sheffield United. Nah, they won't be. Jukanovich's teams always start slow, but then always pick themselves up. They started slow, but now they've picked themselves up. And one bloke in my comments of every video, whenever City lose, it's always, after I said something about Sheffield United saying I feel sorry for the fans after them not scoring a single goal for the entire, history of Earth, said, "Oh, how can you do that? Hull City are going to be relegated. I'm telling you now. I'm thinking he's like the witches from Macbeth. It's like prophecies. Wow. And then ever since then, he's been commenting on everything. I think Hull City will go in the relegation zone and then stay there. He's in my head. I'm going to be honest. He's in my head. But he went quiet when we beat Middlesbrough. So keep winning games, City. Come on. My score prediction tomorrow is City 3, Peterborough 0. I saw two people on Twitter, Hull City since 84, and Ant, who's been on the streams before from Hull and Back podcast. He said, well, they since 84 said, you know what? I think it's going to be 3-3. Ant said, you 3-3? Are you mental? Bet you a tenner that won't happen. So, I stole their dust caps after they came after me and knocked me over and drove off. Well, 80 tickets left for Luton. Come on, let's get another sellout. Watch us play 4-3-3 tomorrow. Please, God, no. All right, shared shirts. I don't usually do this from Wikipedia. I usually search more credible sources. However, Ryan Taffazoli. Ryan Taffazoli. So, started his career at, let's have a look. Where did he start his career? It was Southampton, wasn't it? Then he went on loan to Salisbury City twice, then joined Mansfield, then joined Peterborough, and then joined us. For Peterborough, in 131 appearances, he scored 7 times. For us, 19 games, 3 goals. Feels like Taffazoli played more than 19 times for us. Anyway, and then after that, he scuttled off to Wycombe Wanderers, where they've not been asked to add that table of... If on Wikipedia there, it only picks up his league appearances. So that's why for all the City stuff, I usually check something like Tiger Base, which is much more credible. Much more credible. Tiger Base is great. I think it's Matt who runs it. Matt, class. We need a strong 3-4. I assume that means 3-4-2-1 or 3-5-2, 3-4-3. That sort of thing. Joe, why don't you do an East Stand vlog? The atmosphere is immense down there. If the opportunity arises in an FA Cup game to go and sit in the East Stand, I may well do it. However, it depends if the South Stand's open, because if the South Stand's open, I'm sitting in my normal seat. Yeah. And the advantage the West has for me is meeting the players. Because, you know, players are my boys. Love Jacob Greaves. Love Ollie Green. Love Josh Hines. Class. Imagine he played a 5-back. No, but a 5-back is basically 3-5-2. You just brought the wing backs back. That's all it is. I have moved to East. Fair play. Thoughts on insulate Britain? Now, I don't have to get into a climate debate. However, blocking... I don't know how I've got into this. Blocking the road is not the way to protest. I'm not sure when that penny will drop. I'm all for the cause. However, it's not the right way to do it. Sitting in the middle of roads where there's people needing to get to school, people needing to get to work. I saw a video the other day where they were blocking an ambulance and wouldn't let it through. So the drivers would move their cars out of the way to create a path through, and then were dragging the... It's ludicrous how you move out the way for an ambulance. Anyway, Caden's here. I did see you here, but I was just mid-rant. Yeah. And Jola K says, go down to the training ground and let you on and watch them and you get pictures with them. I did go the other week. However, you're not allowed through the gates. Caden is back. Hopefully with a working webcam this time.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Nice. So we've done that, done around... Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to see where we are. Another comment. East Stand is elite. Makes all the noise. I was on the train. I was on the train and Middlesbrough fans wrecked on that Saturday. I was genuinely pooing my pants. That was so reckless. Wow. Basically, Caden, some Middlesbrough fans on the way down fully trashed our train up. and then started setting flares off outside our biggest shopping centre.
Oh.
Why not, eh? That's the question. Do you know how many fans that Peterborough are bringing?
It's not looking great at the minute. I'm not going, unfortunately. It's obviously a Wednesday, so I've got school and stuff. But, yeah, I think it's at the minute it's just below 400. It's not looking great.
No, I mean, not a bad turnout for a Wednesday.
But we're not doing great. I mean, if we were doing better, I mean, we'd probably get 700-800. I would say. But
you see, I think because we won against Middlesbrough, that allowed the Huddersfield game to sell out because people were motivated.
Yeah.
And then and then we there was not a single seat empty at Huddersfield. And surely that means the players will turn up. I may have told Ehab on Instagram to get rid of Grant. Well, it tries to make a noise. Anyway, moving on. So, what league table? Let's discuss that, Kate, and let's have a little discussion about that. We'll have a look through the top, where Bournemouth lead the way, undefeated, from West Brom, from Fulham, from Coventry, Stoke, Huddersfield, Reading, QPR, Blackburn, Luton, Bristol City, Middlesbrough, Sheffield United now pulling themselves into playoff contention. Forest have dragged themselves off the bottom, but I think the cut-off point at the minute is about here. And that is where the two of us are.
Yeah, not great.
I mean,
at least you're above us.
We're both fairly even. Your goal difference is only slightly worse than ours.
Yeah.
We've drawn one more game than you, which is why we are on the 9 points.
Yeah, we don't really seem to draw too many games.
As you can see, I mean, that's true. You've only drawn twice this season.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've had a look at that. That'll do. The question is, will we get the Blackpool game, Webber? Well, from Thursday in Hull, it's supposed to absolutely... temperatures are going to plummet. So all these little year 7s at my school are going to be absolutely freezing their balls off. And I'm here for every minute of it.
But have you got Blackpool on Saturday?
No, we played them in the absolutely pouring rain the other week.
Oh.
How did we draw 0-0 with Bournemouth? It's a great question. How? I'll tell you why. Tom Huddleston, in the 2 games he started, we've kept 2 clean sheets. That's 2/3 of our clean sheets this season. I described Saturday's game to my dad as possibly the worst performance I've seen in a very long time by any side. Wow, Lewis. Wow. How do you feel that Fogden reacted to your video screaming at the Alams? Well, it's just screaming at the Alams, mate. Screaming at the team. And it's cool. Theo's great. What else have we got now then? So we've done that. Actually, we'll get this out the way. Basically, the referees in this league, are absolute idiots. That's the audience.
Yeah.
So the referee is Lee Doherty. The 2 liners are Robert Merchant and Mark Dwyer. The 4th official is Andy Haynes. About all there is to it. Same Joe, tiny year 7 tiny people think they'll be shivering. Going to be the same for my area. 95th minute win from Tom Eaves. Anyone? I pray. Did you know Tom Huddleston has been forced on the reserves because he told McCann's strategy is bad? I don't think so. I think Tom's got a bit more respect than that. And we don't even have a reserves team. You can't make a 35-year-old train with the 23s. Especially not someone of Tom Huddleston's stature at this club. And Grant literally said in his press conference, Solakay, that both him and Huddleston, both Honeyman and Huddleston, were in contention to start. I think it's just a case of making sure he's fully fit before we rush him back, because he's old for a footballer and he's a crucial player. We don't want to overwork him. He's not injured, I know that for sure. Well, he has been. So maybe it's just about nursing him back. And whereas Honeyman, because he's younger and fitter, we can throw him in at the deep end and he'll be fine because we've done all these tests. Huddleston's body is a lot older. A lot older. He's been out of the game for a year. And when he did play, he was... I mean, yes, he can still make the best passes. End of story. Anyway, Caden, do you have a predicted team for us?
Predicted team? No, but I can
make one?
I can make one on FanHub. I warned
you about this before, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I can make one on FanHub.
Yay!
Download in the link in the description.
Yeah, there is a link in the description. I made that happen.
Yep.
While you're doing that, in the midfield, it needs to be Doherty, Monka, and Honeyman. I think, well, Luton fans said this to me when we signed George Monka. He's better as an impact player. So we play the midfield three, Huddleston, Honeyman, Doherty, bring Monka on as the defences are tiring. With his flair, with his skill, he can be massive. He can be an absolutely massive cog for us coming off the bench.
I've got my team. Pretty much the same.
Tell the goods.
Yeah, so formation, a 5-2-1-2. You don't really have a proper striker, but I'm going to go with two players that I guess they can play up front. They usually sort of play behind a striker, but in goal, Di Cornell. We signed him to be a backup, to come in the team the odd time maybe, but he's not been too bad. He's not made any mistakes so far. He's been pretty solid, to be fair. Nathan Thompson, for me, our best player. He's been brilliant this season. Centre back. Ronnie Edwards, the young centre back, 17 years old. Darren McAntony, our owner, calls him our Rolls Royce defender, and he calls him our new stadium because he thinks, when we sell him, he'll make so much money that we'll be able to buy a new stadium with him. And then Mark Beavers, with experience. He's a good player on his day. Just before the season started, fans were saying he was our weak link and we should get rid of him. As soon as he got injured, we really didn't realise that we missed him.
We missed him.
Yeah, he's a player that goes unnoticed, but on his day he's a brilliant player. So a player that I've booted out the team, Dan Butler. So I would play Harrison Burrows over him, although he's not really a defensive type of player. He's better than Dan Butler. He's a lot better at crossing.
This is a game for both sides where we can attack each other.
Yeah.
Because this is a must-win. This is a relegation six-pointer. Let's be brutally honest. Both of us don't look like we'll be up the sharp end this season, to put it nicely. So we've got to go hell for leather in this game.
Yeah. So
if you've not got defensive-minded players, then so be it.
Yeah, I mean Dan Butler's awful at crossing, and every time he gets the ball, he turns around and gives it back to the fence. It's so every time he gets the ball, he turns around and gives it back to either the defender or the goalkeeper. It's just so frustrating. It's so predictable. He's so bad at crossing, and he just always plays it back. We just don't need him. Harrison Burrows, I prefer him. He's a younger player. They've got more pace. He's better on the wing and stuff like that. If I could I would play both of them, but it's not really possible, both of them on the wing. I think Dan Butler's not a bad player on his day. He can be very good, but I would just play Harrison Burrows over him. And then Joe Ward, right wing back. He's lost a bit of confidence, but he's certainly not a bad player. If he wants to, he can be a very good player, but it's just whether his confidence is back to normal. Oliver Norburn, signing in the summer. We signed him from Shrewsbury. It was one that people were, they were saying he's not good enough for the Championship. At the time, I could see where they were coming from. But first few games he's played for us, he's been brilliant. He's been one of our best players, just behind Nathan Thompson, and what a midfielder he is. I would also go with Jack Taylor in centre mid. He's a solid player. I'd go with him. George Grant behind Sammy Smolix and Dembele. George Grant obviously was playing at Lincoln last season, but he's a good player, but he's not really shown too much so far. But behind two strikers, I would say, in that position, he's probably a bit better. Behind, Sammy Smolix and Dembele, both not proper strikers, but Sammy Smolix is a good player. He can play up front, so can Dembele. So I think if anyone was to score, I'd probably say it would be Dembele, but could be Sammy Smolix. He scored 2 goals against his former club, so Bristol City. So we'll see how it goes. But I think we've got a decent lineup, but it's not our strongest, to be honest.
Well then, thank you for that, Kieran. Moving on to mine now. There's 2 different ways Grant can go with this, and I'm effectively making 2 different teams. And so, how I would line up and how I think he needs to line up is back with a 3-5-2. So Ingram in goal. The centre backs, I would go for Louis Coyle, Dishon Bernard, and Jacob Greaves. Right wing back, Josh Emmanuel. Left wing back, I'd go Lewis Potter, because like I said to Caden just then, this is a game where both teams need to win. You've got to attack. You simply have to attack. The centre mids, I would go for Huddleston, I would go for Honeyman, and I would go for Greg Doherty. Honeyman makes Doherty better. We saw that last year. Without Honeyman in there on the final day, against Charlton, we were awful. Look how bad Charlton are this year in League One. Simply, we need Honeyman in there to make Doherty work. And then the 2 strikers, I would go for Tyler Smith and Tom Eaves. The bench, I would go for Baxter, Elder, Smallwood, Wilkes, McLaughlin, Monker, and McGuinness. Malik Wilkes has been absolute utter shit this season. To be brutally honest, he's been absolutely awful. And he somehow still gets minutes. He's been absolutely shocking. So how that works, I don't know. However, do I think Grant McCann will go for that, judging by the fact he didn't reveal the fact he changed that system for Huddersfield? I think he will go for this. 4-3-3. Ingram in goal, back 4, not even Emmanuel. It will be Coyle, not Jones, Bernard, Greaves, and Elder. Centre mids, Honeyman, probably not Huddleston, Smallwood or Cannon, and Doherty or Monker, then Wilkes, Lewis Potter. And I think he'll swap Smith for Eaves. Simple as that. Let's have a look at. Let's turn to the comments. We want to see Matt Smith. Well, Grant McCann did speak about that, and he said that Matt Smith's fitness levels coming back from international duty with Wales wasn't good enough. So he had a go at the Welsh national football team for men and said, up your fitness. He's supposed to be working with Gareth Bale here. Marcus M says that's what I think we're missing. Tom Huddleston. Probably right. Why do all kids at Sirius support Man United? Sirius is a school in our area, Caden. And I don't go there, so I could not tell you. Joe, in January, we'll need to sign a backup centre-back. We need to sign an experienced centre-back. 2 experienced centre-backs. Look what that did for Derby. Derby beating Luton. Let's have a look at the latest scores from the Championship. Ooh. Yeah, Derby are beating Luton. Everything else is 0-0. Tom Lawrence scored to give Derby the lead in that one. Bristol City, Nottingham Forest, Stoke City, Bournemouth, QPR, Blackburn are still 0-0. Sheffield United are behind at home to Millwall. Ryan Leonard scored the goal there. And as we just mentioned, Derby are beating Luton 1-0. When is Randell Williams back? I'm of the belief that he is back. He's just not getting picked. And McCann is the kind of manager who is like, you score once and you're Ronaldo, and Wilkes thinks he is Ronaldo. Cool. All right, then. Lastly, we are moving on to the one and only predicted score. Let's discuss, Caden.
Yeah, let's discuss.
So, last time, we beat you. But last time you came here, you beat us. You've said many times in the 55 minutes we've been live for, Jesus Christ, that's not felt like long at all, that the defending is, that your away record, is abysmal. Well, our record is abysmal. So, what's the thoughts?
well, I'd like us to win. I think it's a must-win. I think if we won tomorrow night and we beat QPR on Saturday, that would put us back on track. But I'd obviously like to see a win. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw. That's my realistic prediction. But what I'd like to see is a win. To be honest, I'm not sure how your defence is, and well, I mean, as you have mentions that it's not too bad, but I mean, I hope it isn't great because if it isn't, then we might be able to score some goals.
One word to describe our defence is naive. They're not very streetwise, championship-wise. Jacob Greaves, I love the bloke. He's absolutely fantastic. He's an absolute ledge. However, he's not streetwise enough to deal with these championship strikers. Someone like a Jordan Rhodes, if he was in this division, would rip him to pieces. Troy Deeney, when we played Birmingham in November, will rip him to pieces. Because, I don't know, as an elastic band just snaps in my hand, that's cool. They're not... Greaves isn't streetwise enough. Elder's sort of there. Coyle gives effort. Isn't really performing, however. And Bernard is very solid. Bernard does the basics well. And then Alfie Jones, well, the three of them, Jones, Bernard and Greaves, when McCann played them in the back three, all of them looked excellent because Greaves had the opportunity to move forward with the ball, show his passing range and his ability with the ball at his feet, than instead of just sitting back and having to pass it sideways and back to him. Oh, let's go back to the keeper now. Okay, Matt Ingram. I'm over here. You can pass it. You can pass it here. Okay. Oh no, I've got an attacker. That's oh, Matt, have it back. It's, as I say, it's just defensively naive. And it's been a steep learning curve for Jacob Greaves. He's gone from under-23s football to League 2 to League 1 to the Championship in consecutive seasons. That is a steep learning curve. And when we get towards the end of the season, I'm confident we will see a much more defensively astute Jacob Greaves. However, right now, the entire defence, I'm picking on Jacob Greaves here a lot because he's just the best example to use because he's so young and I know he's probably not watching this. Well, out of the defenders, he's probably the most likely to watch this because podcast. However, he's probably not. Jacob, just in case you are watching, slagging you off. This is what a lot of City fans are saying. By the way, it's not just me being harsh. I love you. He's not watching. We just get a comment now. Hello, Jacob Greaves. Anyway, predicted score. You know what? I'm just going to say 0-0. It's going to be 0-0.
Could be, but then
0-0 written all over it.
Then again, both of our defences are pretty awful. Whether
then you haven't got a recognised striker.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're sat right in the middle of this. Can either be an absolute, this can be a walkover for either team. This can be very even, or this
is going to be a high scoring.
I've given all the possibilities there, haven't I? That is just a nullified point from me there. Luke! Hi, Luke! You still don't want a pink kit. It's either going to go two ways. Boris Sleepfest 0-0 or a 2-0 City. For those of you still watching, this is your last chance to get your stuff in the chat. Last few points. I'll stick them on screen. We'll respond to them. Got any questions about Peterborough heading into this game? Caden's here. Might as well ask him.
We've got 14 people in the stream, Joe. I think we've got to the highest.
I think
stream. Not too bad.
I think we're doing all right here. We're doing all right. Any other stuff? If you guys want to play FIFA on the concourse as well, I believe that's on the south stand. So if you want a game of FIFA, I won't play you. But I'm just saving you the embarrassment. I beat my dad 13-0 the other night.
What difficulty do you play, Joe?
Legendary, mate.
Legendary.
Look at that.
It's world class for me.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, you'd still probably beat me. I just play F1 now. F1 career mode, and the game has loads of bugs.
Have you got FIFA 22?
I haven't yet.
No.
If I
It's
did,
not too bad. But
if I did, I'd flick my Elgato on down here and make content out of that.
yeah.
You're going to be live streaming the teachers' game or just the highlights? As I said, Luke, I probably won't release that to an audience because the school's name kind of is written on the side of each building. And I don't think that's very good for safeguarding.
Yeah. You don't want one of your subscribers turning up at your school.
Just coming in reception. Oh yeah, it's Joe about. What else is Joe in? The thing is, McCann won't get sacked. And we'll end on that, shall we?
I think you'll probably give him until the end of the season. Same with our manager, but ours probably has a better relationship with yours.
And the season after that. And the season after that. And
Well,
the season after that.
Fergie's been at us on 3 different occasions, and he's not done bad. He's got us promoted 3 different times. 3? 4? 3, I think it is. I think it's 3. 3? I think it's 3. Or no, I think it might actually be 4. We got back-to-back promotion to the Championship, from League 2 to the Championship in 2 seasons, and then we got relegated. Then we went back up, and then he got sacked, or he ended up at us again a couple of years ago, and he finally got us promoted. So that's 4 promotions he's won at Posh. So not too bad. Going to be 3-2 Peterborough. I'd love that.
Owen Nendick says, Joe, what's your farts? Unless you're doing a sort of like geezer accent. A geezer. Joe, what's your farts, mate? But I don't think you're saying that. Going to be 3-2 Peterborough, says City till I die. And Luke says, weird guy, Owen. Luke always coming to mind. And we'll end it on that, shall we? We'll end it on that. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. Yeah. Owen says I didn't mean to put it. Sorry. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this live preview, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please do drop a like on the stream. Make sure you go subscribe to Caden as well. Follow him on Twitter and subscribe to KP United on YouTube, Caden's channel. All links are down there. And we'll see you in a while, I guess. We'll probably do this again in February.
Yep.
See you later, everyone. Love you, Luke. And we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.